Taqqiya is one word that I first heard in social media discussions, maybe around 3 to 4 years back. And it was mainly used with a negative meaning. That's what I understood those days. And, uh, and I thought why I hadn't heard about this term when many people who were discussing it were telling, especially those who were talking about Islam in a negative manner. Then I realized the reason is that I come from a Sunni background, and the Taqqiya is a concept that is more closely associated with Shia Islam. And then I read about it, and I came to know that the word itself means to protect oneself. So the word Taqqiya means to protect oneself, and basically means if a person's life or a community's life is at risk when proclaiming that they are Muslims, they can say that they are not, or outwardly they can pretend to be not Muslims. That is what Taqiyya is. And it is mainly seen in Shia Islam because Shia Islam historically has always been the minority religion or minority sect among the Muslims, and they were often oppressed under the Sunni rule, and many times they had to, for survival reasons, they had to keep their religion secret, and that is why that developed more in the Shia Islam. And then I thought about it, and when I read more, that it is found that it is not just in Shia Islam, but it is there also in Sunni Islam, but that is not called Taqiyya. It's called as Ikra or a coercion, and it's basically the same meaning, that is, in dire circumstances when a person's life is at threat because of his religion, then he can say that he's not that, he doesn't belong to the religion, and that is, he can say he's not, means like to save his life, he can say that he's following some other faith or he's not a Muslim. And in Shia and Sunni context, they can say they are not Shia or they are not Sunni. And it has nothing to do with the things that we see in social media. Like, it is not something that you have to lie to fool the people of other faith. That is totally a wrong concept, and mainly taken out of context. And the main interesting part is most of the Muslims won't even be knowing about this term, especially the Sunni Muslims. And this actually, I found that it is not just among Muslims, it is there in most persecuted communities. Like something like crypto Jews are there. Like when Jews were threatened with their life and loss of life and property, many Jews converted outwardly to Christianity and maybe even Islam when the predominant religion of that place was that. And they lived as the religion, or they lived as though they practiced the religion of that place, but inwardly they were really following Judaism. And in fact, it is there even among Christians. Like crypto Christians are also there, and that one of the biggest or best examples would be Japan. And in Japan, like in Christianity was banned at one point in history, and these people for about 200 years they they showed outwardly as Buddhist, as though they were Buddhist, but they were really Christians inside, or secretly, because in the privacy of their homes they'll be Christians, but outwardly people would think they were Buddhist. So that is basically what Taqqiya is, and it is the name Taqqiya itself is only used in Shia Islam, and it is not that kind of a thing like you have to lie. In fact, lying is very much a sin, and lying is not at all encouraged. And this is only when this is a form of lying, only and only allowed if there is life is at threat, or life or property, in fact. And even then, in Sunni Islam, some of the people they won't allow that also. Like, even if your life or property is at threat, you're not supposed to say that you're not Muslim. So even within Sunni Islam, there are people who say it is not at all allowed. But most people say, like, because human beings at some times when they're under coercion, they will say, or they will say, okay, whatever, I'm not that, and that is they won't be punished as what the religion says, according to my understanding. I think this concept of taqiyya is something which is grossly misinterpreted, especially in circles where Islam is criticized. And maybe it's something that we should understand as not something against non-Muslims, as it is said in those discussions. So I just thought to make this clear, because I've been seeing a lot of this uh, in the social media circles. Thank you.